We've seen her. She was amazing.
This wasn't something we were planning. We literally stumbled upon it. You don't have to pan back to me.
This was literally an emergency for a second.
We thought we had to go home. Alright, we made it to Paris. Now another stressful part is about to happen, trying to navigate to our hostel. So, wish us luck. Okay. So we just went to a kiosk and got these little cards which have tickets on them. So 20 rides basically for Brian and I. So these will kind of just work like the tube did, but we've already paid like for them up front. And that's how we'll navigate around Paris. And we want to make sure that we're going to the right place. We need to get off on WE'RE. So we're here. And we need to get off on here. So cool. So we're here in Paris. We already said that. You already knew we were in Paris, but we're actually exploring the streets a bit. We just kind of made the hostel our home by like unpacking a little bit and stuff. Now we're gonna find dinner, go to a market and get some food. But there's a really pretty fountain that we'll check out first. So I just learned something through embarrassment, but it's a good lesson. Here in France, you weigh your own produce and then a sticker comes out. So I was confused when she took our produce, our bananas, and weighed them and put a sticker on it, but it's good to know because nowhere else we've had to do that. Oh, with that being said, I just want to add that it's so much better if you're doing this on a budget like we are to just go grocery shop, because all of that was 25 euros and we'll get a couple meals out of this, including breakfast and snacks. Got some tissues, toothpaste, stuff like that. So it's just so much more affordable.
Yeah, the first few weeks of our trip, we weren't really taking advantage of the kitchens and hostels.
Yeah.
So even if we were doing cheap fast food and things like that, we were still throwing away 15, 20 euros a pop. So we've learned. Hello, Editing Brian here. I realized that we didn't sign off in any sort of way, so here's a little segue clip of me waving into a mirror.
Good morning, everyone. It's our first day in Paris. This feels like London all over again.
Yes, we were planning things out last night, things we want to see, kind of grouping things in different areas. Let me just say this. The itinerary, like loose itinerary for these next few days is absolutely insane. Drawing up a list of everything last night was
so fun,
so crazy, just how much there is to see in this city. There's no way we're going to be able to see it all, obviously, but
we took some of your advice to separate or to group all of the things we want to do, like geographically, like near each other, which we should have done in London.
Right.
We learned our lesson, so that's what we're going to do today. Our first stop is maybe the best stop, who knows?
Some people like to say that this is overrated in Paris, and other people think it's amazing. So you'll see it in less than a minute. Let's go.
Let me see.
Yeah. Wow. It's definitely one of those moments that we had in London, like seeing Big Ben for the first time, Elizabeth Tower, whatever. It's that same kind of thing, you know. It's something that's so iconic, and you don't know if you'll ever see it in your lifetime. And this is probably the most iconic piece of architecture in the entire world. So to be here to see it, I don't see how it's underwhelming.
It's crazy.
It's just so, like, there it is. There it is, you know?
There it is, right there. Okay, let's get pictures. It's freezing here. I can only imagine what Berlin is gonna feel like in 23 days from now. It will be nice to go to Greece at the end of this trip and warm up.
Standing directly under the Eiffel Tower. We're gonna go try to find tickets to go to the top.
A few moments later.
Okay, so little update. The top is closed temporarily just for 20 to 30 minutes. She said we can't exactly like buy tickets in advance for it. We just have to go back in 30 minutes and hope that enough people have come down and that they're selling tickets for it again.
That's the reason it's closed, is because there's just a lot of people up there right now. I think we'll maybe give it like an hour. If we still can't get up, then we may move on and come back another day. All right, so we waited about an hour and the top was still closed. So we're here for a whole week. It's a Sunday. We kind of expected it to be busy. We're gonna come back another day. So we will show you the top of the Eiffel Tower. We will go up it, but we just don't really want to waste our time just waiting and hoping that it opens. But now we have another place to go. Poor Mickey's like, if I'm not getting a tip, I'm not getting a pic.
Someone who did get a pic was Lauren. She was asked yet again on this trip. Look at her getting the suitcase out of the way, trying to get things perfect. She was asked to take a picture of this family so we can add one more to the Lauren photography counter. For those of you who have been following along, we're now at 3, and there are plenty more to come. Okay, so the Eiffel Tower stuff is done. I mean, it's still always going to be present, but I think our plan now is to walk along the Seine to the Avenue des Champs-Elysees. I never know if I'm pronouncing that right. Walk up the avenue toward the Arc de Triomphe, and we'll see what time it is at that point. We're getting into the afternoon hours. Figure out our next move after that, but we'll see.
Today has already been such an amazing day.
I know. Literally just seen
so
one
happy.
thing, and it's already like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really loving Paris. Like, I didn't know what to expect, but it's great so far.
Yeah, and also too, we were worried, I think we've said this before, but worried about the weather impacting our experience here. Yeah, we're cold, but we're literally in Paris. The Eiffel Tower is right there. Make it work however you can.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I don't think any place in the world, well, any place as famous as Paris or London or anywhere else that we visited, should be limited by the time of year. The landmarks are still the landmarks. You know, if you can endure a little bit of chilly weather, it's going to look the same no matter what time of year, and you just kind of work around it.
And I do want to add, if you're new to our channel and you haven't watched our previous videos, the reason that we're doing this in the winter is because I was on a contract with my previous job that would only allow us to leave in October. So obviously we would have wanted to come when it was warmer, but what's amazing is that we're here.
Yeah.
And that we came. So yeah, we're feeling very grateful.
And for all of you who have watched all of our videos up until this point, we can't thank you enough. We had no idea, seriously no idea that so many of you would be watching, would be invested.
And so kind.
And so kind, yeah. So thank you to whether you're an old viewer or a new viewer. You guys are seriously the best, and
you've blown us away.
Absolutely.
And we love you.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah. So we are at the memorial for Princess Diana. She died in Paris in this spot. This is the tunnel where the car crash happened, and they have, it says Place Diana right here, and then a memorial for her. And what I think is so moving and beautiful is there are fresh flowers here. I'm not going to give the whole history of Princess Diana, but just coming from someone who was born the year that she died, her legacy obviously continues on for people to just always bring fresh flowers in her honor. So this wasn't something we were planning, we literally stumbled upon it, and I'm just so grateful that we were able to, you know, give our respects in whatever way we can.
Lauren pointed something out earlier that I think is absolutely true. You know, you see a lot of videos and things where they tell you, you know, go to this place, go up these stairs, go down this thing to get like the best view of the Eiffel Tower or something like that. And literally you could just walk 5 feet in any direction from any point, and you're getting like a brand new, amazing view of the Eiffel Tower. Like, it's always present.
Glad that we have a week here, because if we only had like 3 days, it would not be enough. I could already tell.
Yeah, this place is spectacular, and we can't wait to see as much of it as we can possibly see. And I can already tell too, this is one of those cities, like we're gonna probably like 2 or 3 dozen cities by the end of this entire trip that we will have seen, and I'm sure we will have enjoyed them all. Maybe not all of them are cities that we would go back to necessarily in our lifetime, but I can already tell Paris is going to be one of the ones that we do come back to.
We'll be back, yeah.
So Lauren just said she wants to go on that ride right there.
I did not say I wanted to. I asked Brian if he wanted to get his reaction. I equally do not want to go on that. That seems like an absolute nightmare. That's like a death trap.
We're gonna walk on the street now because we read this actually last night. How lucky that this is the day that we're gonna come do this. Apparently, I don't know when they introduced this law or whatever, but the first Sunday of every month, they block off the street leading up to the Arc de Triomphe, so you can just People can just walk up to it. No cars allowed. How it's the first Sunday of the month that we just happen to be here and doing this. So finally some like really, really good luck for us on this. Well, we've had good luck on this trip. I don't know why I'm saying that, but it's something we could not have really planned for. It just so happened that we were always going to be in Paris around this time. So yeah, I mean, just look how many people too. So here we are back, and yeah, we're actually closer to the Arc de Triomphe than before. We're gonna go inside it. Now, if you're wondering why, we were just down by the Eiffel Tower, why are we all the way back up here?
We just had a beautiful ending to our night, and then we're back here.
We had like
the biggest scare besides one of us getting hurt.
Yeah, this was literally like an emergency for a second.
We thought we had to go home. Like book our flights back to America.
Yeah, but everything's okay.
Yeah, everything's fine.
We'll explain everything in a bit, but first we're going to show you the inside of the Arc de Triomphe. Okay, so it's Brian and Lauren from a bit in the future. We realized that we never actually explained what happened that night in Paris, so we'll just briefly go over that. Lauren, take it away.
So after our amazing dinner at the Italian spot, we walked, 45
minutes, yeah, down to the Eiffel Tower.
And we saw it sparkle for the first time. It was beautiful. We enjoyed our walk. And from the Eiffel Tower, very close by, is the stop to get on the metro to get back to the hostel. Mm-hmm. And as we were heading there, we were at a stoplight and Brian noticed something.
Yeah, I noticed that her purse was nowhere to be found. And we immediately freaked out. Lauren went into a bit of panic mode, which is understandable because you hear about pickpocketers in Paris all the time. Mm-hmm. And this was our first full day there and we thought, oh no, somehow going through the crowd, somebody did something. And yeah, I mean, our purse, her purse, but it was our purse.
Essentially ours.
Had, our credit cards, it had our passports, it had everything that we needed to survive on the trip.
Exactly. But the thing that was good is that I knew that it wasn't like after us kind of freaking out for a minute, I realized it couldn't have been pickpocketed. I left it at the restaurant. The reason that I thought it couldn't have been stolen from me is because it was across my chest. So I felt like I would have felt someone cut it or it fall off. Mm-hmm. So what was amazing about Brian's little mind right here is that we had a tracker in the purse that's like the size of a credit card. And I tracked it on my phone, saw that it was at the restaurant. We called the restaurant, Brian used his French to communicate, and they told us that my purse was there.
Yeah, and so, I mean, we didn't have money, but we also didn't want to just walk 45 minutes back. So, I mean, we had our phones on us, thankfully, so we were able to just Uber and obviously just pay through Uber. So we Ubered back up to the Arc de Triomphe and over to the restaurant. And we had, luckily we had left a very nice tip for the waitress there because when we went in, she was so kind and just explained that they, with her manager, they had looked in the purse just to see who it belonged to. and they were going to, potentially like reach out on Instagram, to one of us based on the, our IDs in there. But
wait, hold on, you're shaking it like every time you move your hand.
It's been a while. My vlogging arm is not as strong as it was.
At the end of the day, we know that we're so lucky that the outcome was the way that it was, that the waitress kept everything in there and found it right away. So from this point on, I was much smarter, more responsible, but we're glad that that we didn't have to come home or go to the embassy, which was initially what I thought. And the reason that you're not seeing this and we're here in the future is because we were so panicked that vlogging was not ideal.
Yeah, I didn't dare bring the camera out, and because it would make for a more
great
exciting
content.
Right, it's probably more exciting than us just explaining it to you in retrospect. You guys would be like, oh my god, like there's so much tension, but
I would have freaked out.
Yeah,
I would have been so upset.
And my mind wasn't going there either, of course.
Yeah.
But everything worked out, and so I think we are going to send you back into the past for the next day in Paris.
Good morning, everyone. It is a rainy day here in Paris, but we are outside of the world's most famous museum. We're going to go inside and see the Mona Lisa and everything else. We're very excited. We wish the rain wasn't here, but we'll take what we can get. Obviously, this is a huge museum. We have the map. We're not leaving here until we see the Mona Lisa. Part of me wants to get that over with because people are just going to continue coming in. There it is. Wow.
Okay, we've seen it. We can go.
What do you want to see first, Brian?
Yeah, I say we start with that.
Okay. Let's go find her. She's on level 1, and I think it's going to be an absolute hectic room. I've heard that it's always busy, but it's Mona Lisa. Of course, we're going to see it in person.
And yes, obviously the Louvre is much more than the Mona Lisa, but come on, it's the most famous painting in the history of the world. So of course we're going to be excited to see that. So this should go without saying, but I just want to emphasize the Louvre is massive. It takes hours and hours and hours to see everything. And even though we spent a good 3 hours in here, there's no way we're going to be able to show you even 2% of what we saw, nor would we try to, because this video would be about 15 hours long. No point trying to do that, so don't expect to see too much, just the highlights. Like this room, for example.
We have to get a picture with the Mona Lisa together. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, so we've seen her. She was amazing, but there's so much more here.
Yes.
So now we're actually going to take our time,
Right.
take it in.
There is one more piece that I really want to see. But yeah, now that we've seen the Mona Lisa, we could just take it slow. I just cannot believe we just saw the Mona Lisa in person. recommend coming on a Monday at 9:30 because it's not as packed as I expected. What do you think?
Yeah, even the spot around the Mona Lisa wasn't too bad. Maybe like a minute and a half waiting for other people to take pictures, then we stepped up. It's still that situation of like it's the most popular thing in the museum, so you feel a bit rushed. You don't really get to just stand there for as long as you want and take it in. You kind of have to do it from a distance because so many people are pushing through. But yeah, this is definitely a good time to do it. Weekday, early, rainy day, so I think some people were deterred from coming and standing in line like we were for 40 minutes, but
Worth it.
oh, definitely worth it.
This is another example of why you should come to the Louvre early. Look at those lines. They were not like that when we got here. They were much smaller. So yeah, I guess even in the slow season on a Monday morning, or Monday afternoon now at this point, it's a busy place to be. It doesn't feel like that crowded because there's so much to see, but we just want to see one more thing and then I think we'll be done. An absolute maze. So hard to find that, from where we were at least, but wow. It's hot in here.
Okay, we are officially out of the Louvre, and it took us how long?
About 3 hours, start to finish. It was worth it, I think. Obviously. I mean, we saw the most iconic piece of art in the whole world, some of the most iconic statues. We were in the, was it the Egyptian part? Felt like almost the whole time.
We went in circles, so ask us anything about Egyptian antiquities. And when we were leaving, I don't exaggerate when I say it was a line of probably 300 plus people trying to just like get in.
Yeah.
So
also, to add to, there are lines outside, like what we were in, and then there's like a secret, not secret, but like a more discreet line actually inside, like underneath, which was like almost just as long. So I can't say it enough. Go as early as you can. I mean, we went, our tickets were half an hour after they opened, and I think it was perfect. So.
yeah. The royal balls. Crown jewels.
You don't have to pan back to me.
Any of those jokes landing?
No.
Are you having a ball? Oh, more balls. Literally more balls down there. All I gotta do is turn the camera. Just look right down there. Look. There you go.
So we're looking for an Italian like pizza shop that we go through.
Right here, maybe?
No, looks like it's a bit farther. I'll recognize it when I see it because of the pictures. Hopefully.
So the reason we were looking for a pizza shop had nothing to do with getting pizza, but it was because we went through this back room here and entered into a neat little speakeasy. There was great atmosphere in there. The drinks were very unique. We got a little book and got to go through, pick what we wanted. We spent hours in here just having a good time, moving around to different spots and chatting about the adventures we've had and the adventures still to come. And that concludes another incredible day in Paris, but we have so much more still to do this week. So we will see you
Tomorrow. Or next week.
Oh, and we have one more casualty. My hat is gone. Okay, bye. It's just really heartbreaking to see just how much damage was done.
If you're in Paris, don't just look at it from the outside. Come up here.